Hi, welcome back to the series. And in today's episode, we'll be looking at all things front end and design. I'll be talking about how did I come up with the design of Claringo, how did I bring the designs to life. So we'll be looking at that process today. All right, let's start off. Before jumping into designs and iterations, I'd first like to talk about the process of understanding what we need for a Chrome extension to look like. In my scenario, I wanted a Chrome extension that either worked as a pop-up or a side panel. When it comes to mobile apps and web apps, you always know what to expect when you open a browser and go to your favorite website or open your favorite app. You know what is the user experience that's going to happen. It's slightly different with Chrome extensions. I can show you a few examples. First example is Malwarebytes. Before even clicking this Chrome extension button, you cannot imagine how it looks like if you're opening this for the first time. So there is nothing similar to your daily driver apps or web apps that you use. Obviously, the buttons look pretty similar, but the user interface, the placement of things is not that familiar, right? And if you see within this three dots, you have extra settings. And if I click settings, it will take me to their dashboard. This is one example. The other example is Color Picker. It is a simple Chrome extension, but still, when I click it, I just have a drop down with several options. The user interface, the user experience is very different when it comes to Chrome extensions. You most possibly would not witness anything familiar all the time. So that is the point that I'm trying to make here. Since Claringo was being built as a YouTube assistant, I realized that there should be minimal clicks to derive value from the extension. So that was the first thought process that I had. And the other thing was the user should be able to see the extension and utilize the extension, even if they have expanded their video to a full screen view. When it comes to any other application, if you are building something similar or anything different, so the user experience should be resonating with the utility of your Chrome extension. That's the mentality I had while thinking of designing Claringo. All right, so let's take a look at the versions of designs that I created for Claringo. For the first design, what I did, I took a screenshot of the YouTube's interface alongside the header tab of Chrome and created one pop-up style design first. A play pause button here, title of the video, which is getting clarified, and the list of terms that got clarified and listed for the user with each individual timestamp alongside a button to bookmark that particular word. And if you click a term, you would go into this component where you can see the definition of that term with the same timestamp and the bookmark button and also the title of the video. And this is how I tried out baking it into a side panel. And then I had a different style when I realized that it should also be visible to the user if the user has put their video into full screen. Then the side panel thought process came in. All these buttons and components comes from the Shaxi and design system. Here I have two different tabs. One is the main tab where all the clarification and terms gets listed. While getting into a term, you can see the term's definition. And if you click on MyLingo, you will have all the bookmarked words that you have throughout your extension's lifetime would be visible there. So here I've also changed the buttons on the top. You have a search button which directly searches whatever words that you're looking for within the active session, and also a light mode and dark mode button here. That was the second iteration. The third iteration basically was bringing in a logo for the platform. This logo was made by one of my friends, and changing the tab style here, also changing the style of how the keywords got listed, and also the definition panel. Alongside this particular section where I have given a button for user to copy and paste it to whatever LLM they want to paste it, and they can get very detailed explanation about this term. So that is something that I added in the later designs, and also thumbs down and thumbs up button for the entire clarification, and also thumbs up and thumbs down button for the user to rate this explanation for each individual word if they want to. So that was the final iteration for Claringo, and that's how it looks like right now. That's it about the design process. Now we will move on forward to how this design came to life on the actual Chrome extension. As you might have guessed it, bringing to life means giving the prompt to whatever AI code editor that you're using and asking it to create it for you. So here I had a prompt. You are an experienced front-end developer with experience in developing Chrome extensions using HTML, Tailwind, CSS. And I also mentioned about JavaScript along with WXT framework and React. The idea is simple: creating a Chrome extension, blah, 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 whatever. I am not going to read the entire thing. Then you have the definition tab, the extension homepage. And this prompt was 94 days ago. This was the time that it took me to build the entire thing and bring this video to you guys. Anyways, I'll paste this chat in the description so that you can view this yourself. After almost 42 iterations, I downloaded the code from here, download zip, which you can unzip in your file explorer and create a project. Let's go ahead with an example. I'll ask V0 to create one so that I can show you how to set that up. All right, I'll put it go. So right now it's building in TypeScript, not JavaScript. So we'll convert it into JavaScript later in cursor. So if you go into code, you can see it has WXT config, which is good. I think it's ready. We'll just take a look. All right, so you have a media player Chrome extension built right now. Now we will take this to cursor, and to do that, you have to click this button, download zip. I've downloaded it. Next stop, cursor. So before moving on to cursor, there is one thing that we need to do. The zip that I downloaded from V0, I need to unzip that in a particular folder. So I just have to extract it here. So the next thing is I need to right click on this folder, open with cursor. Here, all the files and folders ready within our IDE. So this is how we get the files from V0 and drop it into cursor. Now I'll go ahead and chat with cursor and tell it to do something specific. All right, so I've attached the reference folder here. Convert this code to JavaScript from TypeScript and preserve the functionalities. Refer the attached folder and also use context 7 MCP if needed. I've activated context 7 MCP here. After that, I'll just hit this button and it will start doing its magic. It looks like it has basically reviewed the entire files within the Vite courier folder. It is saying that it will transfile every .ts file to .js and JSX, then remove the leftover TypeScript assets. All of it, this looks good, but it has not mentioned about installing any packages. So just started that, make sure you have all the packages required installed before doing this. So this is what I have told me because I did not see any installation of packages within this particular planning. So let's ask it to do so, and then it will go ahead. So it's planning the next steps. It is asking me to install the necessary package. And as soon as I click that, I can see that happening here by opening the terminal. We are already in this directory as mentioned here. So we'll just paste it here and we'll see what exactly it's installing. The entirety of it is installed. So what you can do is you can also ask your cursor to refer the terminal. If you go here, you can click terminal, and within this terminal, you can see there are terminal names mentioned here. So everything is happening in this cursor terminal. So you can go here, press terminal, and ask it to refer the cursor terminal. The installation is finished. So it automatically rejected the above command line, and it should have referred our terminal. And now it has created a to-do list. Again, it generated a command for us. So it's getting processed. That's why you don't see anything here. Found one error. It is looking at that error in real time here and created another terminal command. It seems to be successful. That's why there is no error here. So it's basically taking all of this data into the context of this chat and then taking the next decision accordingly. After taking a while, it has created a new command. We can run this command. You can see there is no .ts file existing in this code base. So everything is JSX. Right now there is one TSX file. It looks like it has identified that, and we can run to remove that as well. Yep. So this is something that you cannot undo because it is happening in terminal, and right now we don't have Git enabled as well. So I'll talk about Git later on. Awesome. We'll just wait. There is something being completed here. If you think that it has already completed and it is taking unnecessary time, you can just here in the terminal and press enter once or twice, and it will automatically move ahead. So it gave one more command line. I ran that as well. And so we don't have any Git repository added right now. So it will ignore that, and we can move forward. So what this does is basically builds your code into the UI that you see. I don't want to do that right now because I feel it has still not identified our code as a Chrome extension. It thinks that it is a next app. Just processed my previous prompt. So right now it's also looking into how is a WXT boilerplate created. Boilerplate is a certain folder structure in the file. So that is what it is going to do. And it is asking me to rename certain stuff. I ran that. So you can see there is a WXT folder here, but still there is a next folder as well. Our end goal is to remove this .next folder from here. I'm thinking to do that programmatically by using cursor, or I can just directly delete it from here as well. Let's see what happens here, and then I can take that decision. Okay, it still did not delete it. What I'll do is I'll delete this from here only. Review the changes. So let's try this out. So we can try this command out. Let's see what happens. So it's getting built. We have output folder created. Within that output folder, you'll have all the files and folders necessary to run this Chrome extension. So right now it gave me an error. I'll quickly share this error with cursor. Terminal cursor. There is an error. So it will refer the terminal, what happened exactly, and telling me the changes. It is asking to make certain changes. I'll not go in and make the changes. I'll ask it to do it. So when you're doing this for the first time, it will feel slightly daunting. Don't worry, watch this video again, or probably just go ahead and do it for the sake of it. You can always start from scratch. So it has created this output folder. What I can do is go and explore this extension if it is created or not, and I'll show you how to do that. So what we'll have to do is basically go to this particular folder. This folder is what is needed right now. And this is the folder where you will have all the necessary files to run your Chrome extension on the actual Chrome UI. So let's do that. Open Manage Extensions. So if your developer mode is not enabled, you have to enable that first. And then you have to load the extension. Just copy this. Again, click here. Paste it here. Now you have the output folder. Within the output folder, you have to click this. Cool. So it detected that. So we just try this out if it is visible or not. We can pin this here. All right, there is a problem in the build. Now we'll say that the build was done well, but there is no UI as per the designs in the file. So again, just attach your reference. It created some error when I did pmpn.dev, and I said that there is some command error, and they give it the reference of the terminal. And right now it is figuring out what is the problem. After that prompt, it gave me this command to delete global.css, which is this particular file. And let's see what happens. Again, it's asking me to run pmpn.dev. All right, so it built our Chrome extension again. You can see Vite 7.2.2 getting used here. So we'll go ahead and check our Chrome extension on the Chrome tab. Before taking a look, you always have to refresh your extension. So after every build, you have to refresh the extension to make sure that the UI gets loaded. So let's click this again. Awesome. So that's it. This is how you get your Chrome extension on your browser from V0 to cursor and your browser. Awesome. I hope this video was helpful for you to understand how to set up the foundation for your Chrome extension. Thanks a lot. See you in the next one.